Hey everybody, I'm thinking I'm recording. I hope I'm recording. I can't see, the sun's so bright. But I just wanted to come online and share some information that I had a deep thought moment today about change. And well, I had two. One was about fear again, but I've been talking a lot about fear, so I'm not going to talk about fear, even though it's not related to coronavirus fear. I might talk about it later. I'll talk about it tomorrow. But today I thought about change. And, we have it on this, while I'm doing all this, we're doing all this time with family and friends and contemplations and all this. I thought about how, well, let's start with this. I was in my backyard, and this is what brought about my deep thought moment. But I want to show you something. I'm going to show you my Japanese maple tree. However, my yard is a mess. So don't judge me. Hold on. Oh, and I got a new phone, so this allows me to flip the screen. So check this out. I like this. This is really cool. Yard pool's not open, but I want to show you something. This is my peach tree, by the way. I got some peaches coming already. I don't know if you can see them. Peaches. I love it. Just loving the moment. My peaches are coming. Look at my peaches. Look at my peaches. Wonderful. But we're not here to talk about peaches. We're here to talk about change. Let me show you my Japanese maple tree. Now here she is. Now, my wife loves Japanese maples. And as you can see, I planted this about 4 years ago. It was red when I planted it. And it took forever for it to grow. And as you can see here, it's all the same tree. But look at here. As it grew, it decided I don't want to be red anymore. And it's green. It's the same tree, but coming from the same branch. But I got a hybrid. Maybe, I was thinking about, like, does it turn red later? And it looks like maybe it does. I don't know. Somebody who's an expert on Japanese maple can probably tell me what's that about. But as I was looking at them, like last year I saw that the tree was small for a couple of years, and it just spurted out last year. And I thought, well, okay, cool. And maybe this year we get the red, and then she could see the beauty of the color. It's green, and it doesn't look like it's going to do anything different. However, I thought about that, like, well, who's to say it had to stay red just because it was red? I mean, isn't that what choice is about? And if nature can make a choice, it might go back to being red, but it's right now it's saying I'm green. Small as it was red. It's grown, and now it's green. Now, what's the point, Eric? Well, change is, how many people in your life you know or personally know, maybe really close like yourself, who have always said, this is how I am, or this is the way things are. If you never thought about you could make a change, or how many people have changed in their life, maybe in a relationship? My wife and I had this conversation about change actually this week, where we was talking about I'm not the same guy she married, and she's not the same woman. So then the question becomes, do you like the new me? And what if, you're in a relationship and you change and your significant other doesn't really like the new you? How do you get past that? Or what if you decide to stay where you are because you're afraid of change? Dog, if you don't get out of the screen, sorry, that's my dog, y'all. She thinks that she has to get in everything. What if you decided to stay where you are because you're afraid of change and your significant other is changing? And what happens in the relationship when you're not changing both in the same way? And then that brings to fear. communication, and assessments of your life, where you are in your life, and with having that deep conversation. So my wife and I had that conversation about change. Lucky for me, she acknowledged I'm not the same guy, but she likes the new guy, and I love the new woman. And I think that everybody changes. It's just as we get older, we're supposed to get wiser. Some people just get old, don't actually get wise. But most of us are supposed to get wise and learn from our mistakes. So that's the reason why we're supposed to grow together. But I'm going to bring two things. Well, actually three things. And we're going to talk about the fear tomorrow. I said I would, but let's think about the change. Let's stick with change. Just because you start somewhere doesn't mean that you're supposed to stay there or that you have to stay there, especially if it's not working for you. So change is good in that regards. But you should be changing based on wisdom from experiences that you've had in your lifetime. Now, what keeps a person changing for the better is self-reflection and taking the time to see what you've experienced in life and how those things have basically benefited you. Even the things that I always said, there's no such thing as bad luck. There's only good luck and learning opportunities. And so it really does depend on how you choose to look at life. In this regards of change, perspective is another thing. Wow, we can go on and on about this. Communication, perspective, also self-reflection, understanding that all of this is really going on up here in the mind. Um, that's why I'm such a deep thinker, philosopher, because the mind controls it all. When you can adjust your perspective about life and about changes and about things that's happened to you in life, you can really see growth in your life. So I just want people to think about something. Just like my mape, Japanese maple, it decided to change, or is maybe part of the evolution. Maybe it goes into this green before it goes into this beautiful red. I don't know. But the change is obviously an evolution from where it started. In life, we should be evolving from where we started. If you're finding yourself still being the same person, or afraid to admit that you are not the same person, or you're holding on to something that you need to let it go. Because as we grow in life, as we live longer in life, we should be growing in life. Let's put it like that. Um, that's my thought for today. Change is good so long as you control your perspective about the change. Let's go with that. That's me with my morning words of wisdom. See you later.